Hi everyone, I'm Eldra.
And I'm Gregorius. Welcome to the third episode of Lore Masters, Legends, and Loopholes.
We are going to be discussing the lore behind Warhammer 40,000 and probably later discussing which faction is the most powerful. I am dressed in black on a sunny afternoon, so I'm really hot, and Gregorius here is armed.
Alright, so today we're going to be focusing on the Imperium of Man. They are the poster faction because they have so many sub-factions.
Yeah, and we'll be talking about essentially everything that happened before that led to its rise, and then its rise, and what happens after as the Imperium of Man becomes one of the dominant forces in the universe.
Becomes the weird amalgam regime that it is today. Alrighty. First things first, the War in Heaven.
Yeah, we got the gods of the Materium, so the Catan, and the gods of the Immaterium,
The old ones.
the old ones. And essentially each side has their sort of warrior race that fights for them. And the Catan
Chose the Necron tier, then which they turned into the Necrons. The Egyptian Terminators with Gauss rifles that disintegrate you atom by atom. Not fun.
Yeah, and my understanding of the Necrons is like they were people on a radioactive planet who were mostly dying, and then the Catan showed up and were like, hey, we'll give you robot bodies if you do some favors for us.
And that's not how they worded that. So they got deceived by, surprise, surprise, the Deceiver.
Okay.
It's not what he was called at the time,
Okay.
but the Deceiver deceived them. Big shocker there. And so he promised them a cure for their unfortunate situation, which is that they were living on a hyper-nuclear, very unstable planet, like constant nuclear volcano eruptions, constant earthquakes. Everybody was dying everywhere. And they were lucky to live past the age of 30.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So the Deceiver promised them a cure. And that cure was enslaving them and putting them into bodies made of necrodermis, which is a super tough and very, very manipulable metal.
Okay.
Like, it's effectively nanomachines because it can turn into anything.
Alrighty.
And when they transferred the Necron tier into their necrodermis bodies, they stripped away the souls of the lesser ones, and the higher ones, such as nobles and important people, such as, like, psychers, got more powerful bodies and actually got to keep their wit.
Mm-hmm.
They then served under the Catan to fight the Eldar.
Yeah, and the Eldar were created by their various gods. There's a lot of very specific mythology that they have, which I won't go into. But they're essentially the space elves, and they were fighting for their gods. Although, okay, is there a difference between the old ones and then the Eldari gods? Because why would they fight for the old ones if the Eldari gods are not the same?
I think the old ones created the Eldar, and then the Eldar had their gods that they brought into existence with them.
Okay, alright, that makes sense.
And then they fought the Necrons because the Catan were just... Yeah, the Catan were using them as toy soldiers to conquer the galaxy, which they did succeed at. And then the Necrons turned on them because the Silent King, who was the king of the Necrons, got the best out of it, it's called biotransference, so the becoming a necrodermis robot Terminator thing. He got the best of it, so he got a body that kept his entire spirit, his entire will, and gave him power. So he became incredibly powerful and kept it hidden until after the Catan left the guard down. Then using his incredible power that he had gained, took control of the Necrons and shattered most of the Catan or killed them.
Mhm.
He then took those Catan shards, put them in Tesseract vaults, and then ordered everyone, being the Necrons, ordered all of the Necrons to take the big nap, is what people call it.
Yeah, and this is after the War in Heaven, once the old ones have been defeated and
Yes.
the Eldari have been overthrown.
Yes. But
Yeah.
leaving such a large void in power
leads to the rise of the Eldari Empire, who, okay, so originally they sort of just filled the Necrons' shoes, but then as time went on, they...
And when we say time, when Eldroth says time went on, he means thousands and thousands and thousands of years. The Necron and Eldar were created at the beginning of the universe. Like, the stars were still new. They were freshly created.
Yeah, literally 40,000 years before.
No, this is
really?
No, like before. Like, this is literally just after the Big Bang.
All right.
So, billions of years.
All right, yeah. And so the Eldari have plenty of time to expand their powers and weapons, and yes, they do adequately, if not exceed, the Necrons. There's debate about that. But yeah, so my favorite way of describing this is actually something that Gregorius has said a number of times, is that the Eldari beat life, they beat Life Plus, they downloaded and installed all the mods, beat life with the mods, and then beat Life Plus with the mods. And so they've done literally everything. And once you've done literally everything, you just have to do literally everything again. And again. And again. And after billions of years, it starts to get a little mind-numbing. Which is when the Eldari started to go a little crazy. And started doing more extreme things that they hadn't tried before as part of everything because they were still civilized. To the point that the vast majority of the Eldar became a sadistic culture, and it is said that the cities of the Eldari were filled with endless screams. And these deeds and literally excesses are what brought forth Slaanesh,
which is the fourth chaos god, the god of excess and pleasure.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and Slaanesh emerging emitted some sort of like psychic burst that killed like 90% of the Eldari, and just
it's
completely shredded and really tore apart everything that they had.
But with this massive release of power, it created a rip into the space of universe, or space-time of the universe, creating the Eye of Terror, which actually, surprisingly, despite all of this, plunged the galaxy into an age of peace, which allowed the human empires to rise.
Mm-hmm.
Because now that there's not giant space storms that will fry your brains and turn your guts to liquid, and demons hunting you down whenever you try to go to space, it's actually a pretty good time to explore.
Mm-hmm.
So you had the Emperor of Mankind, who's the leader of the humans,
Mm-hmm.
Who is a perpetual, meaning he's an immortal. And interesting fact, he was in the Warhammer universe, at least, he was, in one of his past lives, Alexander the Great.
Oh, wow.
So he led the human empires of Earth, or I guess empire, because he's the de facto leader,
Mm-hmm.
because he's kind of a god.
Mm-hmm.
He led the Empire of Earth, now at that time called Terra, on the Great Crusade to unify the galaxy after its age of constant space storms and head exploding.
Mm-hmm.
Because there was previous human expeditions going out into space, because the Great Crusade takes place. It's like the 23rd or 24th millennium.
Okay.
For context, the modern 40k second, or the modern 40k setting is the 42nd millennium, so it's actually Warhammer 42,000.
Really? Well,
Yes.
okay. So the 42nd millennium would be the 42nd 1,000 years. So technically, it would be 41,000 because, the first century AD was the year 0 to 100.
Yeah.
Okay, so but still, it shouldn't be called 40,000. It should be called Warhammer 41K.
Yeah, 41,000.
Which actually makes it actually makes Warhammer 40K is actually Warhammer Break Your 401K a lot funnier.
Yup. Anyway, during the Great Crusade, or slightly before it, I don't quite remember. Slightly before it, the Emperor unified Earth and created his sons, the Primarchs. There was 20 or 21 of them if Alfarius Omegon is 2. Because Alpha Legion. We'll get into them in another episode. 2 of them did something so heinous that they were removed from existence, history, and the minds of everyone but the Emperor.
Yeah.
So all that we remember
is something happened.
And there is now 19 or 18 or 19 of the Primarchs.
Yeah. And then now there's rumors that potentially one of them is a blank and imprisoned beneath the Imperial Palace at Terra, but we just don't know.
A blank being a anti-psyker, so someone who is anti-magic.
Okay.
For context.
Yeah.
So he created his 19, or let's go with 18 sons. And before they could grow up on Terra, they were cast out into the galaxy by the Chaos Gods because they realized how powerful the Primarchs are and how much more powerful they would be if they grew up with the Emperor. So they were cast out into the galaxy to hopefully stop that from happening. And then Slaanesh happened and the galaxy cleared up, and then the Great Crusade happened and he found them again, and they grew up
with the Emperor.
With the Emperor. They grew up mostly on their home planets, so they have home planets. Some did better than others.
Yeah.
Talking about Angron versus Gilliman.
Yeah.
Very big difference there. After the Great Crusade and the creation of the Thunder Warriors, the Custodes, and then the Legio Astartes, so the Space Marines and their legions. A little thing happened called the Horus Heresy. So one of the Emperor's sons, Horus Lupercal, was turned to chaos, meaning he turned bad and started worshipping the Chaos Gods, and they gave him power. So because of this, they twisted his mind and altered his thoughts. But he kind of accepted it willingly, because he was kind of already slightly insane. All of them have some problem. So he was firmly convinced that the Emperor was a tyrant, which is not completely false.
Yes. He's the one guy ruling everything. So.
He is the one guy ruling the Imperium of Man. The guy that conquered the galaxy and unified 1,000,000 worlds. So Horus, now with the power of chaos, convinced 8 of his other brothers, so half of the Primarchs, to turn traitor with him. Okay. Creating the Horus Heresy, where the half of the Imperium turned evil, and half of the Imperium had to fight the other half, creating a horrible, horrible war that has greatly screwed up everybody in the Imperium. Despite that, though, they are still quite strong.
Alrighty. Okay, and I guess for reference, and I guess discuss. So there are 18 legions that we know about. I can't remember them all. I know. Can you, off the top of your head? I don't have the list.
All right. It's so number 1 is the Dark Angels. These are led by Lionel Johnson, and that roughly translates because it's in High Gothic, which is one of the languages of Warhammer. That roughly translates to Son of the Forest.
Okay.
He is super paranoid and is probably the most traitor-esque loyalist. It's train of thought has disappeared.
Dark Angels.
Yes.
Lionel Johnson.
Yep. So he is the most traitor-esque loyalist. Super paranoid, super sketchy, and doesn't really like any of his brothers.
Alright.
Alright. The Second Legion.
The Imperium does not approve of this material.
This information has been redacted by the Inquisition. The Third Legion, the Emperor's Children, led by the Primarch Fulgrim. They fell to Slaanesh because they wanted perfection. And the only way to pursue that level of perfection is an excess of a lot. Therefore, they fell to the god of excess.
Alrighty.
Number 4 is the Iron Warriors, led by the Primarch Perturabo. He... how do I describe Perturabo? He is a micromanaging control freak.
Alright.
Like, to the level that if you fail in your mission, like a simple mission as simple as go to location, if you are so much as 5 minutes late, or not even, if you are so much as a minute late, or even early, he will kill you.
Thanks. Alright, and then the Fifth Legion is...
The Fifth Legion is the White Scars. They are led by the Primarch Jagatai Khan. They're a little bit Mongolian inspired, and they like to go very fast.
Okay.
They like their jet bikes, their jump packs, their attack planes or attack jets, and their teleportation deep strikes. They like to go fast and will strike at you so many times, so fast, that you will crumble to 1,000 pieces.
Sixth Legion is...
The Sixth Legion is the Imperial Fists, led by the Primarch Rogel Dorn. Rogel Dorn has the personality of a brick. He is so uncharismatic, so how else do I describe him? As just a boulder has more personality than he does.
Okay.
He is flat. Like,
alrighty.
What you see is what you get.
Alright.
They specialize in defensive warfare and heavy warfare. Or, I guess, heavy mechanized warfare. So they like their Terminators, their tanks, their Centurions, which are like almost mech suits for Space Marines.
Yeah. Good luck painting that yellow.
Oh, wow. Yellow is such a hard color to paint. It's unfortunate. Alrighty. The next Legion. The Night Lords.
Alrighty.
Led by the Primarch Conrad Kurz, he is a schizophrenic psychopath, and he is one of 2 Primarchs who can see the future.
Oh, wow.
If he touches you, he sees your future, and the future he sees is the worst possible one, which leads to your death. Not just your death, the most gruesome death.
Death. Violent, painful death.
So, him being the edgy schizophrenic that he is, he's one of the 2 edgelord Primarchs, or super emo Primarchs, and tried to be Batman on his planet that he rules. Did not go well. So, on his planet, for reference, it is always night. It is almost always raining, and all of the cities are super Gothic inspired. Welcome to Gotham.
Okay, so he failed to be Batman on a planet designed for everybody to be Batman.
Yup. So, on his planet, the punishment for jaywalking is being flayed.
Yikes.
Yup. The punishments on this planet range from being killed, having your eyes gouged out, having your fingernails ripped off, being flayed, having every muscle fiber in your body removed, being gutted, being hung from your intestines, and a couple other things that are even worse. Right. I'm pretty sure we're going to have to remove that bit because of YouTube. All right.
Okay, technically I can say it's not made for kids, which is actually what I have to do for all the videos in order to publish them properly.
All right.
So yeah, I think we'll be fine.
YouTube, this video is not for children. Should probably put that at the start.
That was perfect announcer voice.
I do try sometimes. Alrighty, the next Legion. I forgot what number we are.
Right. We just did Night Lords, so that's 7.
So the next one's the 7th or the 8th?
We're on 8th now.
All right, the 8th. The Blood Angels. This is the other Primarch who can see into the future. The Blood Angels are led by the Primarch Sanguinius. Sanguinius. I probably should have said this at the beginning, or when we mentioned how the Primarchs were created. So each Primarch got a little bit of the Emperor's, a little bit of the Emperor's power.
Okay.
So you have, unfortunately, you have Primarchs like Conrad Kurz, who got the Emperor's kind of, I guess, mental problems. You have Primarchs like Rogel Dorn, who just got strategic ability. You have Primarchs like Gilliman, who we'll get to later, who got the ability to use computers, where computers don't really work right, or nobody knows how to use computers. Yeah, some Primarchs got a shorter straw than others.
Yep.
I mean, kind of all of them did, but
yeah, they all got their own problems. Like, sure, Gilliman knows how to use computers, but he also has to run the Empire.
I mean, Gilliman kind of got it the best compared to others, but
okay, true. But he also got a lot more stuff to do.
Yeah, he got all of the responsibility. Anyway, the Blood Angels, led by Sanguinius. Sanguinius is the other Primarch who can see the future. Here's the thing with seeing the future in Warhammer. I should have mentioned this with Conrad Kurz, but I didn't. It's not one future; it's multiple futures.
Yeah, so it's sort of like a Doctor Strange thing where you see potential futures, but not like a certain future.
Sure, let's go with that. But it's not like Doctor Strange where you're seeing 14 million or something.
Yeah.
It's normally about a handful.
Okay.
But he sees a future.
Mm-hmm.
Also, he looks like an angel, but he's a vampire. So the Blood Angels have a genetic, or it's called a gene flaw. So their gene seed has been touched and slightly cursed by chaos. So all of them have a thing called the Red Thirst.
Okay.
They are vampires. Occasionally, they will thirst for blood.
Okay. Like, that makes sense. Like, their Primarch's name is essentially derived from the Latin word for blood. So...
Alrighty. The 10th Legion?
Yep. Or 9th Legion. We just did...
Yeah. The 10th... No. 9th. Come on now. The 9th Legion, the Iron Hands, led by the... Oh, man. His name is funny. Led by the Primarch, Ferrus Manus, which...
means Iron Hand.
Which literally means Iron Hand.
Or Iron Hands.
No.
It can be part, but yes. Point
So, these guys are a joke. It's the Iron Hands with Iron Hands, led by the Primarch Iron Hands. Because they like to modify themselves with, bionic augmentation, so they like to be cyborgs and stuff like that. Kind of like the Mechanicus.
Alrighty.
Which is another faction in the Imperium, which we'll maybe talk about. They do a lot of mechanical stuff. They get some of the more user dangerous weapons, such as grav guns, and other things like the Gorgon pattern powered armor, which is a sub, or not even a sub pattern. It is a completely different pattern of Terminator armor, which we will probably talk about in another episode. Alright, I will talk about it a little bit. So, Space Marines, for context, wear power armor. Their power armor is it's a person who is 8 feet tall and wearing a Volkswagen Beetle worth of armor.
Okay.
A Terminator is an 8-foot tall person in an exosuit, or exoframe.
Okay.
And then they surround that by several inches of a space material called ceramite, which is what they use. It's like a ceramic steel.
Yeah.
These guys in exosuits and several inch thick powered ceramite armor.
Yeah.
It's called tactical dreadnought armor or Terminator armor. These guys, they are a 8-foot guy in an exosuit with a main battle tank worth of armor.
Okay.
And some of these patterns even have shields. They have energy shields.
Oh boy. That
Especially the Gorgon pattern, which has deflector shields.
That doesn't sound good.
Or not deflector shields. It's not Star Wars where they deflect it. It's reflector shields. So these shields have a chance
of shooting your stuff back at you,
of repelling the blast and shooting it back at the initial shooter.
Oh boy.
The problem with this is the reactor used to power the armor and the shielding is highly radioactive. So even for a space marine, which have been genetically and bionically enhanced.
And they also have, what, 100th of a drop of an Emperor's blood?
Not quite.
Okay. Well, isn't it 100 to a drop, or is it less?
Something like that.
Okay.
I don't remember specifically.
Okay.
But
yes, some Emperor's blood as well in there.
Yeah. Even they will get horrible diseases from that. So that requires a large amount of bionic enhancement to use, which, for the Iron Hands, is a plus.
Of course.
Because their Primarch, Ferrus Manus, killed a Necron on his home planet, and that Necron kind of exploded. When he exploded, he sprayed a bunch of necrodermis everywhere, and it coated Ferrus Manus' arms. This is where he gets his name of Iron Hands.
Alrighty.
Because he has literal metal hands.
Okay. Alright.
Alrighty. The 10th Legion. The World Eaters.
Okay,
These
quick-
guys.
Okay, quick question. Did we miss Space Wolves? Are they 6th, or are they later?
They are... Oh, we did miss them.
Oh boy.
Alright,
it's not a problem, but shift all the numbers back one, people. But yeah, Legion 6, the Space Wolves. I guess we should do them real quick.
Yeah.
Well, I gotta say, these are like in the game. These are some of the. This is like the funniest Legion, just because when you look at your standard Marine from the Space Wolves, one angle you got this really angry wolf, and then another angle you've got a really happy, friendly puppy.
It's that joke of there are two wolves inside you. One has Down syndrome and one has bloodlust. These are the...
Aren't they the ones that drink jet fuel or something?
No, those are the White Scars. The White Scars drink jet fuel because it's faster. Because Space Marines are so enhanced, they can actually process and eat gasoline, which, if you do the math, has a lot of calories actually. So for those long trips, they will literally just drink out of the gas tank of their jet bike and be good.
Yikes.
That's the White Scars. That was the guys before the Space Wolves, but we skipped the Space Wolves.
That's okay. Yeah, but that's the full Warhammer dialed up to 11.
Yeah. So take every concept, dial it up to 11, and then in execution of that concept, dial it up to 11 again.
Yeah.
So I guess
this is what I did with my Craft World War.
A little bit.
We can talk about that later.
That will be a different episode, maybe. The Space Wolves, led by the Primarch, Leman Russ. Leman Russ did not have any human interaction until almost when he was found by the Emperor. He was literally raised by wolves.
Okay.
And he's also kind of like a Norse deity-ish.
Okay.
The Space Wolves are Viking-inspired or Norse-inspired. So you have, like, instead of Psykers, you have Rune Keepers.
Okay.
So they actually hate Psykers a lot. Like, a lot.
So they have Psykers, they just call them a different thing and hate normal Psykers.
It's because technically they're not.
Okay.
So,
fair.
Fenris, which is the planet they come from. Alright, real quick. So, Fenris, which is the planet that Leman Russ landed on.
And it's literally the name of the giant Norse
Which is
wolf.
literally the name of the giant wolf from Norse mythology. It has its own language.
Mm-hmm.
So, in the butchered translation of this into Low Gothic, which is already a butchered language. So, I guess we got to do this again. Side tangent, or context tangent.
Yeah, that's fair.
So you have two forms of Gothic, which are the two languages. You have High Gothic, which is literally just Latin. And then you have Low Gothic. Low Gothic is a mix of Pig Latin, English, and another language I don't remember. I want to say there's another language. And then chop it up into bits.
Okay.
So it is a very butchered version. So they translated it to Low Gothic instead of High Gothic.
Okay.
So when they translated the Low Gothic to High Gothic, so the reports, official reports, which are almost always in High Gothic, when the reports came in from a translated language, which were both butchered, most things ended up being called wolf. So you have it's a bunch of wolf things, which, I mean, to be fair, the Space Wolves do really play into it.
Okay.
But you have Leman Russ, which I think in High Gothic or Low Gothic, because it was butchered a little bit, translates enough or close enough to Lord of the Wolves,
Okay.
but they call him the Wolf Lord.
Okay.
So you have the Wolf Lord on the planet of Wolf, leading the Space Wolves, and their the Wolf Marines using their wolf guns and wolf swords, riding their wolf companions, because they literally have giant wolves, like 12-foot tall giant wolves.
Yep.
Called Thunder Wolves.
Doing wolf stuff.
Doing wolf stuff. They also have the Wolfen. So, the curse of the Wolfen. So, Lehman Russ, because he was raised by wolves, and because Fenris is apparently innately magic, like not just like warp or psyker magic, like literal magic. Like they have elemental magic.
Alright.
So, so the Wolf Lord, who grew up with wolves, got wolf magic, or cursed by wolf stuff. So his sons have a difficult time dealing with this thing called the Curse of the Wolfen, which is this constant nagging hunger.
Okay.
And if they give into this hunger, they will turn into Wolfen, which are literally space marine werewolves.
Alrighty.
So, on top of the butchering of Fenrisian, and then them turning into werewolves, and then everything being called wolf because of the butchering of the language, they get accused of being furries. A lot. These are the furry marines. Personally, I disagree with that. But also there is...
It's sort of fun.
It's sort of funny. It's also sort of annoying. Because it's... Yes.
Yeah, one half of you wants to laugh, and the other half is like, this is Warhammer lore that's being insulted.
Yes. Personally, I disagree. They are space Vikings and space werewolves, which is interesting. Yes, they do have a lot of wolf stuff. Like, they literally have sharper wolf-like eyes. Some of them have...
Just like everything in general is wolfy.
Yes, they have longer canines. They have, like... They're more hairy than other Marines. Mm-hmm. So, like, they have, like, arm hair and all that shenanigans and stuff. Mm-hmm. They have beards.
Uh-huh.
Like, they really lean into the Viking aesthetic. But yeah, with all of that, back to the World Eaters, which is the 10th Legion.
Well, okay, but because Space Wolves are 6 and everything got bumped back a little bit, so technically we're on 11th Legion.
No, 11th Legion doesn't exist.
Well, yes, but 11th Legion, the Imperium does not approve this material.
We didn't talk about the World Eaters, which are...
But yeah, so 12th Legion.
The World Eaters.
Yeah.
Or no, yeah, I guess. All right, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
sorry, that was just me wanting to say the Imperium doesn't approve of this material again.
Yes. Yeah, the Space Wolves were the 6th Legion. The 10th Legion was the Iron Hands, and then so 11th Legion. The Imperium does not approve of this message. The 12th Legion, the World Eaters, led by the Primarch Angron. He's very angry. Who do you guess? He gets the Emperor's rage. Well, technically not. He was originally the Emperor's compassion. He was the Emperor's strength.
Oh, wow.
Until the planet he landed on was a fighting world. There was giant coliseums in every city. Everybody was fighting in these fighting pits. Coliseums.
And so he developed into another aspect of the Emperor?
No. So the nobles of that planet who found him because a giant meteor fell out of the sky, and guess what? There's a kid there. Fight pits. So they put these things called the butcher's nails in his head.
Oh,
This little child, and they said, lobotomize him.
yes.
So the butcher's nails are these horrible augmentations that drill into your brain, remove gray matter, and will constantly shock and poke you until you indulge in violence.
Okay.
So the only feelings you can have is of anger and bloodlust.
All right.
That is the only time that the butcher's nails will turn off.
And has he not gotten them removed from his head?
They couldn't. Okay, I want you to understand how bad this was for Angron. So, he has the ability to feel others' pain.
So he's the guy who's being forced to kill people all the time, but he can feel exactly what the people he's killing are feeling.
And he has to kill them in the most violent way possible.
Ow.
Every single time.
Alrighty, I can see how he felt.
And because he's a Primarch, he has innate regeneration and such things. The amount of butcher's nails they put into his head, it looked like a full set of dreadlocks.
Alrighty. For some reason, I'm getting Edward Scissorhands vibes.
No.
Yeah, like not even remotely similar. But
no, like all the way up to almost his forehead was just butcher's nails. And
like he fell to Khorne, so that makes sense.
Yes. So Khorne, for those who don't know, is the god of war, blood
for the blood.
Yes. Blood for the blood god, skulls for the skull throne. He is the god of war, blood, anger, and wrath.
Mm-hmm.
So Angron, being angry all the time, fell to Khorne, obviously. And when I said they couldn't remove the butcher's nails from his head, I meant it. So when the Emperor found him, he immediately took him back to Terra and took him to the best doctors on Terra. And they said, even with our professional knowledge, even with our hundreds of years of experience, we cannot fix him. Even the Emperor could not fix him.
That's quite an accomplishment.
Yeah. That's quite an accomplishment, but that...
Also, it's horrific.
That is horrific. Like, he had 3% of his original brain left.
Oof.
The rest was replaced by the butcher's nails and bionic enhancements.
Alright.
You know what 3% of his brain was left? The part that knows anger.
Yep. That makes sense.
So, the 13th Legion, the Ultramarines.
Oh boy.
The Ultramarines. These guys.
We'll just have to figure out how to do this one quickly because there's so much stuff about them.
There's so much about them because they are the poster boys of Warhammer.
Yeah, that's the
If you look up Warhammer Space Marine, they are going to be blue with gold trim and have a giant U on their shoulder armor.
Mm.
This is an Ultramarine.
Yeah, it's the free model that Warhammer gives you if you start playing.
Yes. So the Ultramarines are led by Rabute Gilliman. Everybody makes fun of this guy. Everybody has different names of him. Ones such as Robot Girly Man, Roblox Gorilla, and the human equivalent of Excel. Just to name a few.
Human equivalent of Excel. Oh, boy.
So, he got the Emperor's understanding of computers. Or not computers. Logistics.
Hooray.
This man files taxes like nobody's business. So, Actually, surprising enough, he's the only one who had a decent childhood. He's the only Primarch that had a decent childhood because he landed in the Ultima sector, which is one of the largest sectors in the Imperial map of the Milky Way.
Mm-hmm.
So similar to the Space Wolves in the reason or not in the reason, but in their naming of everything being wolf, the Ultramarines, everything is almost named Ultra.
Makes
you have
sense.
the Ultima sector, the Ultramarines, all right, we need to chop this down to be faster, so I'm going to skip over that. But so Guilliman landed in the Ultima sector on the planet of Macragge, which is super duper Roman inspired.
Okay.
So he took over the planet.
Oh wait, so is this where we got the paint Macragge blue? Because it's like associated with this planet and the Ultra. That's got to be where they named the paint.
Yep, Macragge blue, aka Ultra Smurf blue, which is another meme name for the Ultramarines, the Ultra Smurfs, because all of them are blue.
Okay, I am now officially calling them Ultra Smurfs. This is like what I did with Tears of the Kingdom, and I started calling the Gorons gingerbread men.
Yup.
They're the Ultra Smurfs now.
So he took over the planet of Macragge, and then extended his empire all across the Ultima sector.
Ultra Smurf Dad has an Ultra Smurf empire.
Robot Girly Man, the Ultra Smurf Dad, has extended his Ultra Empire across the Ultima sector.
Okay.
Right, next
Although,
Legion.
okay, I gotta say, my favorite thing about the Ultramarines in this Legion, and I have been branded a heretic by other Warhammer players for this, is the meme where, because he and Yvraine decide to collaborate occasionally on hunting chaos, there are so many jokes about them getting
Oh boy, here we go. Do we talk about this? Do we spend the 5 minutes to talk about this?
We will spend 60 seconds talking about it.
All right, so Guilliman has died twice. He's been brought back once by the Emperor when he was fighting his brother Mortarion, who's the Primarch of the next Legion we'll talk about. And then the second time he was brought back by the Eldar subfaction, the Yunari, led by the witch Yvraine.
Yep.
So she's part of a death cult. They do a bunch of death things. They want to kill everybody so that everybody can come back and there's no more chaos or anything like that, so they can stop Slanesh from being crazy. So occasionally they will partner up. They will work together. We'll put it that way. They will work together. They will tolerate each other enough to work together.
As you put it when I originally asked this about this meme, they are business associates at best.
At best, they are business associates.
But because they tolerate each other, the internet decided it was a thing.
Yup. So, because it's Warhammer and everybody's fighting everybody,
Any cooperation.
Yes. In relative to everybody else in Warhammer, where everybody's willing to fight everybody, this means they are best buds. Relative to everything else. Alright. Moving on.
Oh, but the reason I've been branded a heretic is I took my free Ultramarine and I'm kit bashing him and making him part Eldar. So I now have Yvraine and Guilliman's son.
Yay, here we go. Yilliman.
Alright, but yes, the next Legion.
Alright, next Legion, the 14th Legion, the Death Guard, led by the Primarch Mortarion. These guys specialize in chemical warfare.
Yay.
So, alright. So, I like these guys because of their armor style. They have the heavy plate mail, chain mail aesthetic.
Yeah, that's always fun.
Yep. I don't like the Heretic Death Guard, though. Because they are gross.
That's fair.
We will get into the reason why. So, Mortarion grew up on a planet where the air was 50% mustard gas.
50% mustard gas?
50% mustard gas.
Mm-hmm.
So, they have an innate resistance to toxins.
Yep, that makes sense.
Also, because of this, and the slightly higher, I say slightly higher, it's enough to slow down a Primarch, so it's very heavy gravity. So, because of the heavy gravity, they also are the toughest Legion. also the slowest. So they are slow, but they're hardy.
Super adorable.
They are durable with a capital D.
Yeah.
So,
okay, I was going to say, and they fell to Nurgle, which is where we get the...
Right. So, because of the mustard gas and the disease and stuff from his home planet, I don't remember the name of it. The only home world I remember is Macrack. Or no.
Like, to be fair, you can remember the names of all the legions and the Primarchs, so you're not doing that badly.
Yeah. Well, maybe another one or two, but anyway, Fenris.
Yeah.
And then, never mind. So the Death Guard fell to Nurgle, who's the god of death, pestilence, disease, which are kind of the same thing, but different enough, I guess, and filth.
Okay.
So, the Death Guard have become bloated, pus-filled, disgusting amalgams of disease and rotting flesh.
Uh-huh.
Their armor has since become a dark green because of the amount of rot, slime, snot, pus, and disease
going on around
that they have. I do not like them as heretics.
Yeah.
But I like them as the just pre-heresy loyalist Death Guard.
Yeah.
Because of the heavy armor aesthetic.
And they're also very strong in game.
Yes, they are extremely durable.
Yeah. Now
All right.
15th Legion.
15th Legion
is the one that I'm sort of, for some reason, have accidentally modeled my Eldari Craft Worlds painting scheme on.
No.
Well, I'm going for like blue and gold and purple, and blue and gold are very much.
Right. The Thousand Suns.
Yeah.
And their Primarch. Crap, I forgot.
They felt siege. They.
What's his name?
Unfortunately, I'm not the expert on the Imperium. Like, I can name the Phoenix Lords, I know a good bit about the Eldari, but not much about... Well, if... I don't remember, while you're checking, I don't remember if I ever told you this story, but...
Magnus the Red, that's his name.
Okay, there we go.
Magnus.
Which is weird, because all the rest of them are blue, and Zinch. It's weird that he's not associated with Khorne. It's red.
No. No, they have a couple of sub-factions.
Okay,
I think
that's true.
Yeah, I think the blue
Do Chaos Legions have chapters?
They have equivalents.
Okay.
They're called warbands.
Okay. That makes sense.
The blue and gold ones, not ultramarine blue. It's more of like a
slightly
sky,
darker than the sky,
like a sky blue teal.
Yeah.
Ish. They are Egyptian themed.
Okay.
Also, every single one of them is a psyker.
Is this true in game?
Not in game
Goodness.
because of reasons, which we will get into. So the Thousand Suns, all of them are psychers because of their Primarch, Magnus the Red. Magnus the Red got the Emperor's psychic might.
Okay, that makes sense.
So he really likes psychers.
Yeah.
He really likes magic. So of course, because magic is drawn from the warp and the warp is unpredictable, they fell to Zinch, who is the god of planning, god of mysteries, and god of magic, pretty much.
Yeah, sorcery.
Sorcery.
Well, that's what the Kindle's called, the scent of sorcery.
Sure. They do a lot of magic-related things. Also reality warping.
Yeah.
on a daily basis, hourly basis. Yes.
So yeah.
So part of this is that as a psyker, there is a chance that whenever you do magic, you either summon a demon, open a portal to the warp, or become a demon.
Oh boy.
So, because every one of them is a psyker,
They're careful about it.
they are kind of careful about it. But some of them still turn into
Demons.
warp spawn.
Okay.
So corrupted psychers. So because of this, and because Lehman Russ hates psychers, Lehman Russ burned their home world of Prospero, which has a lot of temples and libraries and stuff. This is the burning of Alexandria. So Lehman Russ and his entire legion, so the entirety of the Space Wolves, except for maybe a couple, went to Prospero and murdered the Thousand Sons.
Okay.
Yeah. Another thing related to their psychic abilities. So Magnus the Red's it's like second company captain or leader, Azerman or something like that.
Azerman is one of the Phoenix.
No, yeah, you're right. What's his name? Turds. Started with an A. Anyway, his idea was to use warp magic to stop the warp disease. And he did the rubric. The rubric ritual, which worked-ish in curing the disease by turning the entire second company, except for the higher sorcerers, into dust.
Oh wow!
So they got turned to dust, and their soul, which is now dust, got turned or fused to their armor. So you have your sandy dust Marines with Egyptian aesthetic, which is cool. And also why, in the current setting, only the higher sorcerers of the... So it's almost all the characters of the Thousand Sons, but only the characters in their army can use magic. Otherwise, that would be a very bad problem.
Yeah, they just have to be super expensive.
Yeah.
In game. Which would, like, I could see advantages to playing an army of psychers, but also that would have objective control problems. So it does need some balance.
Alright. The 15th Legion, the Sons of Horus. You can guess who these guys are connected to. You guessed it. Horus Lubricat. He was an announced War Master. So while the Emperor was doing some other projects, mainly his Webway project, which would help it travel across the galaxy, Horus was put in charge. During this time, he was stabbed by the 4th Company Word Bearers, which is another
Chaos Legion?
Which is another Chaos Legion, and also the next Legion we're going to talk about. They didn't fall to Chaos. So Horus got stabbed by the 4th Company captain of the World Bearers, and both that guy and another guy from the Thousand Sons had been working together with the influence of Chaos. They're going to corrupt Horus and bring him to Chaos, which they did, causing the Horus Heresy.
Alrighty.
They turned into the Black Legion. They are now one of the main antagonists, or were one of the main antagonists. Right now, it's kind of in the air. Alright, so the
17th Legion is
16th.
Well, I guess 17th once we figured out that the Space Wolves were... Yeah, because remember, we jump.
Yeah,
So we are on 17 now. So word
17th
bearers.
Legion.
Yeah, sword bearers.
Yeah. The Word Bearers, led by Lorgar. These guys are hyper-religious, also psychers, and fell to chaos because they're hyper-religious and
Found something to worship.
found something to worship, being the Chaos Gods.
Uh-huh.
Also, they are big conspiracy theorists. So they were not that hard to turn to chaos.
Of course.
As I said, the 4th Company captain is the one who turned Horus bad. They do magic things, they do bad things, they do lots of rituals, kind of like the Thousand Sons, but more demonic. They deal a lot with possessions.
Okay.
They do a lot of demon stuff. Alrighty. The 18th Legion, the Salamanders. These guys are fun. So their Primarch, Vulcan,
Oh, it checks out.
landed on a volcano world and is the son of a blacksmith.
Yep.
Also, because he landed on such a volatile world, his skin was turned charcoal black.
Okay.
He also has glowing red eyes.
Yeah, like, okay, sometimes you feel like Warhammer lore is a little predictable once you hear one thing, but it's also, like, funny and good.
Yes. So, Vulcan got the Emperor's physical might.
Oh, boy.
Also, he's a perpetual as well.
Oh.
So he's immortal.
So
He cannot die.
Well...
He has been killed several times before.
So do perpetuals reincarnate, or...?
It's more like Wolverine, where they just come back.
Ultra heal.
They ultra heal. We're not talking about the Ultramarines, goddaggum. Emperor forbid Ultra Smurf walks in.
They smurf heal.
Smurf McSmurfman. Anyway, so the Salamanders are the tallest of the Space Marines. They average on the taller side. So if
9-ish feet?
Yeah, 9-ish feet.
So not quite as tall. The Custodies, but getting close.
Yes. We will talk about the Custodies later. Maybe. Different episode. Anyway, so...
Yeah, honestly,
Vulcan,
the Custodies could get their own episode.
Absolutely. So, the Salamanders, especially their Primarch Vulcan, custom make almost all of their gear. So almost all of their gear is master crafted. Because they are master blacksmiths.
That's one way to do it.
Yup. Also, they like fire.
Of course.
Who'da thunk? Interestingly enough, they have a sub-chapter called the Black or Dark Krakens. These guys are monster hunters, and actually they like water. They use
what?
Yeah, these guys specialize in freaking amphibious assaults, and they like underwater combat.
Wow.
So the sub-chapter of the fire guys likes water.
Do they do any fire stuff, or are they just water?
Mainly water in monster hunting.
Alrighty. Alright.
The 19th Legion, the Raven Guard, led by the Raven Lord himself,
Corvus
Corax. This man is the edgiest lord.
Well, so
I say this because literally his armor is covered in knives.
Oh, okay. I was thinking edgy, and I was like, so we did the emo...
Oh, also, he's the most emo guy.
Okay.
He is the most emo.
I was like, you talked about the Dark Angels Primarch being...
Not Dark Angels, Night Lords.
Okay, the Night Lords, the Primarch being super paranoid and stuff like that. I was like, how do you get...
More paranoid than that? Or not paranoid, but emo than that? Freaking Corvus Corax. This man has midnight black hair.
Okay.
Or not even midnight black. I'm talking Muso black. So like the black that absorbs light black.
Alrighty.
And he has freaking asbestos white skin. Like this man is paler than a sheet. That and he smells of asbestos.
Oh, yikes.
So, this guy and his legion specialize in stealth, surprisingly enough.
Oh, boy.
So they are the sneakiest. They use snipers. They use assassins. They use a whole bunch of other tactics.
Yeah.
Also, in the current setting, Corvus Corax is in the warp, hunting Lorgar.
Oh, wow.
And because he's been in the warp so long, he has the ability to turn into a freaking raven monster demon thing. But because he's so emo, he's not evil.
That checks out.
It's the whole thing of
too emo to be evil.
Yeah, it's like the whole thing of like video game stats where it's like evilness or willingness to die or whatever like that.
Yeah.
And it's like at an 8 or a 9, and then you add like 3. It goes past 10, and because it can't go past 10, it goes all the way back around, so it's a 1.
Yep.
So he's good, but also a demon. He's one of the only loyalist demon Primarchs currently.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Alrighty, the 20th Legion.
The one that makes your brain hurt the most.
That's their entire job, though. The Alpha Legion. Despite being called the Alpha Legion, they are the last Legion.
Yep.
And they have their either singular or dual Primarchs. Alfarius Omegon.
Alfarius, but he is Omegon, but he isn't Omegon.
But
they are different people.
But they're the same person.
But they're the same person, and neither of them exists, but both of them exist, and they're supposed to be dead, but they aren't, but they are.
So their whole thing, or the entire joke, or I guess stereotype around their legion, is to help with this psychological shtick that they have with the am and not thing. Mm-hmm. Every single Marine looks like their Primarch or Primarchs. Also, Alfarius Omegon
is
the shortest of the Primarchs, at about 8 feet tall.
So he's essentially Space Marine sized.
So he's Space Marine sized. So
all of his Marines are his secret twin brothers.
All of the Marines are his brother. And all of them are not.
And all of them are him, and all of them are not.
So their whole joke is, I am Alfarius.
But who is Alfarius?
But who is Alfarius?
And also Alfarius is supposed to have died during the Horus Heresy, but maybe not.
Yes. So, we do know someone died. We don't know if it's actually Alfarius or not. But Rogel Dorn killed Alfarius.
He killed someone.
He killed someone. He killed a Alpha Legion guy. Who might have been Alfarius? We
don't really know.
We don't know. Because that's their whole point. That's the whole skit. End of conversation. That's what they do.
Yep.
They have lots of snake-inspired stuff. Mm-hmm. Such as they have scale-like armor. They have snakes, they have like a snake wrap-looking thing as their armor trim. Their legion symbol is an Ouroboros. And their Primarch names in High Gothic roughly translate to in the beginning and in the end.
Yeah.
So either...
Also ripped straight from Greek. So
yes. So that concludes the 20 legions of the Imperium of Man. They have, and I guess the rough-ish history of the Imperium of Man. Yeah. There is also so many sub-factions. You have... I'm going to quickly name them all. So, you have the Legio Astartes, the Space Marines. We just talked about all 20 of their sub-factions. Or subgroups within it.
Yeah.
Then you have the Imperial Agents, which include the Inquisition, the Custodes, the Sisters of Battle, the...
Astra Militarum?
No. They're their own separate
Okay.
thing. The Astra Arbites, which are literally just Judge Dredd. You have the Imperial Guard, or Astra Militarum, which includes of all of the different guard. You have the Legio Titanicus. You have the Legio Questoris, aka Space Knights. They have a bunch of mech suits. You have the Adeptus Mechanicus, which do a lot of different mech things and computers and a lot of bionic enhancements. Like a lot of them are 90% robot.
Okay.
And there's a couple others that I don't remember. The Imperial Navy, the redacted. The Custodes, that's about it.
Yeah. Well, okay, I gotta say the Legio Titanicus is fun, just because you get to the Emperor class Titan, and it's just like fire incoming from the north.
Sir, there is fire detected in the north. Understood. Removing north.
Maybe you see some of those things, like when you get to the Warlord class Titan, which is actually in the game. It's really fun.
They're very expensive and also very powerful.
Yeah. No, the joke is you can't win with them. I disagree. Now, I haven't played one. I've seen one play, but it was a fun game, and I'm hyper competitive, so I didn't have much fun watching it because I was just like, "Why are you doing?" Yeah, the Titans are fun.
Titans are very large, though. Like
the
Warlord Titan, for context, is a several hundred either feet or meter tall. The sizing.
It's like a skyscraper.
They're like a skyscraper. They are a walking skyscraper that is as wide as how do I describe it? As wide as
almost as wide as a city block.
Wider.
Okay, that's wider than some.
I'd say the size of a super stadium, and they carry cathedrals on their back.
Hold on. Is this the Warlord?
This is the Warlord.
Okay.
Yeah. Then you have the Christ. What is it? It's like Christ something. Pattern Titan. There's only one of them, and this is a bipedal one. So standing up, because most of them are hunchbacks.
Okay.
This one stands up. This one has arms. This one has legs. It has a head. This thing, confirmed, is almost 200 meters tall. And it uses what's called abominable intelligence, or AI. So literally, it has consciousness, can think.
So it's 656 feet tall.
Yes.
Yikes. So it's taller than some skyscrapers.
Yes. So, yeah. Has consciousness, can think, cannot be piloted, and was destroyed.
Wow.
But when it was alive, it said it
broke all the records.
It broke all the records. It called itself the father of all Titans, and said that all other Titans were a weak mimicry of itself.
Okay.
It was then destroyed by the Inquisition,
okay.
as expected.
Yeah. Alrighty. So, do we want to talk about what is the most powerful faction shortly, or do we want to wrap up for today?
Oh, all right. So I guess we'll go by era. So, War in Heaven, definitely the Necrons.
Yeah.
Definitely the Necrons.
Then for a couple billion years.
And then for a couple billion years after that, while the Necrons were sleeping, it was the
Eldari with that.
Especially just before Slanesh.
Yeah.
Like, they
had done everything. They had invented almost anything.
Yes. And they were at the point of insanity of the standard way of entertainment was, hey, that guy, make him walk on his knees across a floor made of cheese graters.
Yep.
That's their standard form of entertainment, and they got more crazy than that.
Yeah, and then
Slanesh happened.
Yeah.
And then in the modern setting,
like it's real. Like it now. Partially, it's just hard to judge, just because it's everyone fighting everyone. But if you look at what everybody has, and it's like take everything this one faction has and put it all together, Like, I think it's just got to be the Imperium.
Yeah.
Like, it's the single most powerful.
It's close between the Imperium and the Tyranids, just because the Tyranids are an external galaxy threat.
Yeah. Like, I get, like, honestly, like, the Tyranids are just a wild card because we don't really know. We don't know what's outside the galaxy. We don't know where
we don't know whether or not they are coming into the galaxy, because it's like the flood. Or if they're running from something. Because they move fast. Yeah. They devour and leave.
Yeah.
So like, if they are coming from outside the galaxy, either they conquered another galaxy and they moved to ours because ours is the closest, or they've conquered everything else in the universe.
Or something really bad is chasing them.
Or something, or the third option, something really, really bad is chasing them. And they are running.
Yeah.
If they are running, oh man, that is the worst possible outcome.
Yeah, so like I guess Tyranids are sort of like the wild card, and we can't really say because either like we just don't know enough about.
We probably need to describe the Tyranids.
Okay, sure.
So the Tyranids are a bunch of
adaptive bugs.
Adaptive bugs. They look
adaptive space bugs.
Adaptive space bugs that look like Cthulhu.
And there's an endless.
There's an almost endless swarm of them. They are a giant hive mind.
Yeah, my understanding is in game to mimic the endless swarm, you've got a stratagem that you can use for them. That's literally take out a unit that's almost dead or that has lost models. Completely refill the unit and pop it back on the board.
Yeah, take that unit into reserves. Use this,
and the stratagem refills it.
Refills them almost to full, and then you put them back on the board.
Yep.
Alrighty, that concludes a rough history of the Imperium. But that's not really a history of the Imperium. It's more of a listing down the factions.
Yeah.
Which, I guess if you want to go through the factions real quick, because I'm going to talk really fast. Yeah. So, we have the Necrons, the Imperium of Man. We have the Town. We have the Tyranids. We have the Orcs. We have the Chaos Demons. We have the Chaos Marines. We have... Yeah, I think that's about it.
Well, we've got Leagues of Votann.
Leagues of Votann.
We got... Is Gene Stealer Cult their own thing, or are they?
They're part of the Tyranids.
Okay.
And then we have all of the sub-factions.
Yeah.
Each one minimum... Except for Tau and Votann, because they're the newest, everyone else has like minimum 3 sub-factions.
Yeah. Well,
alrighty, that concludes our overview of Warhammer.
Yeah. Next time we'll be coming back with how not to play Warhammer.
Yes. There has been some terrible.
It's traumatizing to watch some.
Not traumatizing, just unfortunate to watch.
Yeah. Although, and then potentially after that, some questions: have you seen the Manhunt yet with Dream Decavis?
Yes, I have.
Oh my god! He did the entire Ender Dragon fight on half a heart.
And then, oh man, what was it? It was about 5 or 10 minutes in with the whole bed over a lava thing.
That was good. Like, honestly, I have gotten to like Decavis more over the.
That was really good.
That was excellent thinking. I was sitting there and I was like, why is Dream investigating this? This is like clearly a trap.
He was trying to break it because he thought that was Decavis' spawn point.
Which technically it was.
It was. So he wanted to break it to give Decavis as much of a setback as possible.
Yeah.
Decavis was waiting and tried to punch Dream into the lava pit that this bed was over. Dream, quickly thinking, turned, interacted with the bed, and because it was luckily nighttime, he slept. And then got up, knocked Decavis into the lava.
And had to do it like 2 or 3 more times.
He did it several times, and eventually broke the bed, and Decavis fell into the lava pit, setting him back.
Yeah, but it was crazy.
That was quite the play.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was great.
It was great.
Alright.
Alrighty, that concludes this episode.
Blood for the Blood God.
Victory and honor.